A meeting between Prime Minister Albanese and Donald Trump could be rescheduled for as early as next week. Political Editor Andrew Clennell is travelling with the Prime Minister in Canada and filed this report.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is considering a snap visit to The Hague for the NATO Summit in a bid to get that crucial face-to-face meeting with Donald Trump. Mr Albanese announced that he was seeking a trip to NATO to hold the meeting after the disappointment of Donald Trump flying home from the G7 summit in Canada. Australian officials, including Ambassador Kevin Rudd, have been working for months for this one-on-one meeting with Donald Trump to talk the AUKUS nuclear submarines agreement and tariffs. And it was with bitter disappointment that the Australian travelling party saw Donald Trump's press secretary announce that he was going home a day before Anthony Albanese had been invited to the G7 Summit Centre. The Prime Minister was putting a brave face on missing the meeting at his press conference.
We're mature about the circumstances of what happened. It's perfectly understandable. We'll reschedule a meeting. From time to time, that is what occurs. Considering I had discussions with a range of people over the last couple of days, obviously, including I met with the NATO Secretary General yesterday.
Anthony Albanese did secure a meeting with US Treasury Scott Bessent and US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. But it's well known that Donald Trump is the one who makes the calls, no matter what his officials recommend to him. And face-to-face time with the US President is seen as absolutely critical to the Australia-US relationship. Otherwise, at the G7 summit in Kananaskis, Canada, Mr Albanese met British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, leaders of Japan and Germany, and said he would task ministers with working on signing up to an EU security pact.
It would be very interested, and we are both committed to exploring our free trade agreement. It's not only good for consumers and businesses, it's also a very strong signal to the world today. In these times, working together with trusted partners is for us of utmost importance, and I would be very happy if we could work more closely together in security and defence.
Anthony Albanese also embraced Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky, who Mr Trump also stood up when he went home early to deal with the Middle East situation. Having seen Donald Trump leave the G7 summit early, there have to be questions also now as to whether he will definitely attend NATO. So that will be on Australian officials' minds as well. A previous option after the cancellation of the meeting had been to seek a September White House visit, but the Australian government clearly believes the Prime Minister should meet Donald Trump before that, given it is now 8 months since Mr Trump was elected President. Andrew Clennell, Sky News, Kananaskis.